Yo, welcome back to the house where we talk news, celebrities, and hot topics. All right, listen, we got to go ahead and talk about Sheree's new face. When I saw Sheree onto the Instagram, I commented on this very photo and said, Drew, question mark, because that ain't Sheree's face. That is not her nose. I refuse to believe. Sheree, what the hell didn't happen? Look at this. That's a completely different person. That is not Sheree the Whitfield. And then she gonna sit up there on Angela Yee's show, and Angela Yee see this woman with a whole new face and don't say Nathan. Like, I'm sorry, and it's no tea, no shade, and it's not to be rude, because she doesn't look bad. She looks swollen, but she doesn't look bad. Okay, whenever you get a nose job. See, she kind of look like Nene. Okay, hold on. She kind of is, it's giving Nene. Remember when Nene's face was kind of swollen? She had that Tamar Braxton sort of look. So it's not bad. It's just different. And there's no way if I would have did an interview with Sheree the Whitfield and she came onto my platform with an entire new face and me just act like nothing to see here, nothing going on. Like, I don't notice that half your nose is gone. Her nose used to be really, really skinny at the bridge right here. And then towards the tip, it used to flare out a lot like a black woman. And then the tip of her nose was really skinny and it kind of went down, kind of like witchy. Y'all know how the witches, they, no tea, no shade. Beautiful nose before. The before nose was beautiful, but her nose, the tip kind of did like droop, kind of like witchy. Like, what's that Wicked Witch of the West from, Wizard of Oz and whatnot. It was kind of giving that vibe, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't ugly. Sheree's a beautiful woman. So now, ain't no more flare. She cinched in that flare, and the tip, they brought it up. Okay, so that's what she did. I was like, Sheree definitely got that nose done. Ciao. Okay, let's look at another photo. So she's on a press tour, and I'm like, girl, Sheree, you didn't want to wait like a week or two? You didn't want to wait a week or two so that the face kind of settles? Because y'all remember, again, Nene, she had her nose and her face was kind of like, swollen a little bit. You could tell it was, she just got off the table. Right? It's giving Nene, it's giving Jennifer Aiden, it's giving Rachel Fuda. So I believe she's in New York in this photo with Margaret Josephs of New Jersey and Tamara Judge, the podcaster, blogger, and housewife. And, that's a new face. That's a whole new face. I don't know who this woman is. And again, I like Sheree's old face. I think the new face is fine as well. The new nose, again, a little swollen. Okay, let's see. Do we have some more photos? But she definitely sat up. So this is when she went on to Way Up with Angela Yee. And I was so disappointed that Angela Yee was just sitting there. Is that rude? Is that rude to ask somebody about their new face? Like, if I see a person and you clearly got a new face, is it rude to point out the fact? I'm like, did you? I don't think that's rude. Anyways, so yeah, Angela Yee did not even bring it up. And it's like, girl, Angela, that would have been a good soundbite for her show, right? They say that the ratings aren't really doing what they're supposed to do, which is the reason why she's going on to other platforms talking about the Breakfast Club and stuff like that. And she could have really had a viral moment if she had, the courage to ask Sheree about her new face. But listen, besides Sheree's new face, you can see that's a profile shot. You can see that the tip doesn't droop no more. It's like, what's wrong with the bob? But listen, she went on to the Way Up with Angela Yee. And remember a few weeks back, maybe 2 weeks ago, they got their lowest live same-day viewers in the show's history, 657,000 live viewers. Now, the girls are blaming it on Memorial Day weekend, but how come TLC 90 Day Fiancé did 1 million? Okay, somebody fact check me in the comments down below. Didn't 90 Day Fiancé come on that same Sunday as well during Memorial Day weekend and they got 1 million viewers and Housewives only did 657,000? I could be wrong. I could be making that up, but I don't think I am. How is Memorial Day weekend not affecting 90 Day Fiance, but it's affecting the Real Housewives of Atlanta? You have to look at those metrics, right? You have to factor stuff like that in. That tells you that folks really, there's a decline. But according to Sheree, when she went on to Angela Yee's show, she basically says that the network is happy about the numbers, they're happy about the ratings, and that the streaming numbers are up. I don't know how she would know that, because I highly doubt that the producers and the network, I highly doubt that they're, sending her over the numbers for Peacock. Because I just kind of feel like they don't do that, but maybe I'm wrong. But she says that the network is happy with the numbers and with the streaming. So listen, I guess they will not receive a reboot, right? I guess since these network heads are so happy with Sheree and Kandi and Kenya's performances onto the show, I guess we will not get a RHONY reboot and a RHOA reboot and a RHOA legacy. Okay, according to Sheree, the network is very happy with the current status of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm sorry, but I do not believe that. The ratings are down, the numbers are down. The cast does not mesh. There's no chemistry. The drama is forced. People are not pulling their weight. You have people who have $3 million salaries not doing nothing. You got people taking trips to Alabama and it's boring as hell. You got producers making decisions that don't make sense. You got some folks who have been out, it's only been 5 episodes and they've been out 2 out of 5 episodes. They keep getting COVID, they keep getting the flu, they keep not showing up. The girls are not working enough. Okay, the girls are not working enough for me. It's not doing it for me. It's not doing it for a lot. I just got off the phone. I talk to people every day about this show. And they were like, I had to force myself to watch because it's just not doing it for me. Like, it's just not meshing. Something is wrong. And something is wrong. But let Sheree tell it. The network is very happy and the streaming numbers are up. If the streaming numbers are up, Sheree, please let us know what they are. Please educate the folks. Educate me, please. All right, so moving right along. And then not only was she talking about the ratings, but she ended up talking about Kandi. And she says that Kandi be bad-mouthing her business and stuff like this. And I think that's going to be an upcoming storyline in this season. So we're going to have to wait and see. We'll talk about Kandi in just a second. But she also says that, she's also dating other people. Now, listen, remember a few weeks back, we did a story about how Martell Holt was following Charlie Kirk, but not his own girlfriend. Well, child, onto the show, they said that they were officially seeing each other. They were officially dating. And now in today's time is, I never called him my boyfriend. I never said that. I mean, we're just hanging out. We're having fun. And in this interview, she says that she is seeing other people. Now, she was very hesitant to say that. And my whole thing is, this is what I kind of don't understand about that. If I'm committed to dating multiple people, and y'all let me know how y'all feel about this in the comments down below. If I'm committed to dating multiple people, I'm not going to go public with one particular person, because then I feel like that deters men. Like, when you're out and about and people want to hit on you, they'll be less likely to hit on you, right? Because they see you with another man on television and you're talking about having sex with him, right? Doesn't that deter men from wanting to talk to you and hit on you? Because in this same interview, she goes, yeah, I think men are afraid to approach me and, they're intimidated and stuff like that. Well, they're probably afraid to approach you because you're on the television screen talking about how you don't want to deal with the fibroid because you want to fuck this man. You want to continue to fuck this man, acting like or pretending like you guys are a couple. Like, even in my, little old life, I'll use myself as a microcosm. I'm not about to put a fling out there. I'm not about to publicize a fling knowing on Instagram. Like, let's say I won't publicize a fling onto my Instagram stories knowing that I have intentions on dating other people. Because as soon as I put that person on my story, then it'll deter other suitable, eligible bachelors from trying to hit me up. Maybe I'm thinking about it too hard. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about the situation in the comments down below. But Sheree finally admits that she's dating other people. Okay, so, and then what else did we want to talk about? So let's go ahead and talk about tonight's episode. We get this clip where Marlo is confronting Kandi on the nephew situation. You know, Kandi's like, you only sent me a text. You only sent me a text. And then Marlo is steady trying to explain to her that we actually had a conversation on camera, but I don't believe Kandi remembers that conversation, right? When Riley was packing up for college and things like that. And I felt like the whole scene, Kandi was not trying to let Marlo speak. Marlo, I don't believe, was granted the opportunity to really explain to Kandi what her true feelings are. So let me go ahead and just play a snippet. Let's see. And again, this is the commitment to misunderstanding Marlo.
I sent you a text, but also at your house when we were packing for Riley's thing. I came to you. I was so emotional that day. But when I brought it up to you, I could tell you didn't want to deal with this. So what I'm saying here, hold on, why would I not want to deal with it? Would you let's roll back? We're gonna do the fast talking. No. I'm not fast talking nothing. Because you were trying to attach your cousin's shooting to me, and it had nothing to do with me. I told you he no longer worked with us. So I don't understand why you running it back to her as if his shooting has something to do with me and my damn restaurant. Don't do that.
And Kandi, I feel like Kandi doesn't understand. I think Kandi is taking it as you're trying to, you're trying to paint this narrative like my restaurants are a breeding ground for violence, in which you did have a shooting at the OLG and you did have a shooting at the Blaze Steak and Seafood. And so there is now, we can start to, in our heads, we can start to connect dots and, figure out that there may, not saying that there is, that there may be a pattern. So she doesn't like that. She doesn't like that there's a narrative starting to form, which I completely understand. If you have an establishment, you don't want your restaurants to be known, for violence. You don't want your restaurant to be known as the place that attracts gun violence, right? You don't want people to be like, oh, are we having biscuits or bullets over there to the Blaze or the OLG? People are comparing your restaurants to Chicago, Drew's hometown. People are saying that it's World War III in the restaurants. People are saying that it's not a restaurant, that it's a gun range. Right? So Kandi doesn't like that. But then I also feel like Kandi feels as though, and I'm not sure, this is just from, listening to the clip. I get a sense that Kandi feels like Marlo is trying to, I guess, pinpoint, place blame onto her for the nephew's death. And that's just not the case. And I wish Marlo was a lot more articulate. But the bottom line is that you act like you don't care. It's really not about the fact that these shootings are happening in your restaurant, which, that is a big issue. But it's more so about the fact that you act like you don't care. You act like you have no concern. That's the vibe I get, personally. Marlo feels as though you ignore these situations, that you don't properly acknowledge these situations. You didn't have to pay for the funeral, but it's like, dang, like I feel so bad. Like, I'm so sorry, sis. Like, that's terrible. Is there anything I can do throughout your grieving process? Like, something. The fact that he no longer worked at the restaurant when he passed, to me, is irrelevant, right? You should at least care enough, because this is the aunt, right? Your ex-employee's aunt has been your colleague for over 15 plus years. That's why you should care about it. It's not just about him being an ex-employee. It's about the fact that you've known Marlo. Your concern should really come from your 15-year relationship with Marlo. And I know that they've never been best friends, but at the time of this man's passing, they were not sworn enemies like how they are today. You blow stuff off and you sweep it under the rug, in my humble personal opinion. I felt like she was trying to sweep the Melvin thing under the rug. I mean, you okay though? You good though? You good? Nod your head. Okay, how Marlo said, it's like, we don't talk about Queen Kandi and, what she got going on in the restaurants. I felt like she was coaching that man, like, you good though? Nod your head and say, yeah, I'm good. Okay, don't give too much on these cameras, right? Sweeping it under the rug. In the confessional, talking about he just took my cousin out back and he shot him. Oh well, okay, moving right along, like deflect, sweep, sweep, sweep. That's the problem. That is the problem. That is the problem with Kandi Burruss Tucker. And y'all cannot like it all y'all want to. I really don't care. And I will continue to talk about the same thing and share my sentiments episode after episode after episode. No matter how much y'all don't like it, it is what it is. It's my truth from my perspective, and ain't nobody gonna change it. Okay? Ain't nobody gonna change it. And stop calling me a Kandi hater. Because when it came to Tamar Braxton, Carlos King, Latasha Scott, and everybody else from the past 9 months since Kandi's been on this show, I have been Team Kandi throughout all of them damn situations. And the one time I see it from somebody else's perspective, y'all calling me a hater. No, y'all are the real haters. Okay? There's an empathy gene missing. And that's my opinion. And that's my opinion. Speaking of Tamara Judge, and that's my opinion. All right, so is there anything else I want to talk about? I think that's it. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about the entire situation in the comments down below. Like the video, vote or die. Subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to create a great day.